What is up, you guys? For today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how to get this really fun pastel rainbow look using the brand new SUGARPILL Capsule Collection Volume 1 palette. And seriously, this palette is so cute. When I saw it, I just knew I needed it because I've never seen anything like it before. And also, the color story in here, it's really cute. And I feel like the colors in here are perfect for spring. But if you'd like to see how I did this look using this palette, as well as my thoughts and opinions about it, then just stay tuned on watching. However, before we jump into it, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and gave this video a like. And also, if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kit, where I post a bunch more tutorials over on there if you're looking for some inspiration. So since we're going to be using some really light shades today, the first thing that we are going to be doing is priming our eyelids using a light colored base. So today we're going to be testing out a palette from a brand I haven't used in a hot minute on my channel, and that is SUGARPILL, which, oh my gosh, like this palette is so cute. I just love the packaging of it. It definitely fits their branding. And I remember back in the day when I was in high school and I really wanted to get into like bright and colorful makeup, and it was so hard to find really nice quality eyeshadows. And then SUGARPILL came in as a brand and they're like, no, we got you. And they had like these bright, beautiful reds, bright purples, and like you name it, they'd have an eyeshadow for it. And they always had just amazing quality too. So I cannot wait to jump into this. I don't know what kind of look I want to do today because part of me like really wants to go in with like deep and dark colors, and then the other part of me is like, girl, you've been doing way too many of those looks lately. We should do something pastel. So I think I want to do a pastel moment today. I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll kind of switch it up once we get more into the tutorial. But the shade that I want to go in with first is this beautiful pink shade called Melody. It's actually the blush in the palette, but I'm still going to use it on my eyes. And then using this Kaleidos S2 brush, I'm going to be applying it right into my crease in the inner fourth of my eye. And then doing these little circular motions to blend that upwards towards my brow. But oh my gosh, like that is so pigmented for a blush. Like, oh my gosh, like that is intense. So the next shade that we are going to be going in with is this matte lavender shade called Baby Doll. And one thing I do want to say that I have noticed is that the eyeshadow pans of these smaller ones are super tiny. They're about the size of the ones in the ColourPop 9 pan palettes if you have any of those in your collection. But when you're looking at it, the smaller ones are the matte shadows. These like slightly bigger ones, which are about the size of a MAC single eyeshadow, are like double the size, and those are the shimmers. And I wish it was flip-flop because for me, I see myself using matte shadows more than shimmers. I don't know about you guys. And then you look at like this bigger one, which is a blush. I don't mind that size one because it is a blush, but I don't know, I just don't like these really tiny ones because I can see myself going through them super quickly. And then using the Sigma E35, I'm going to be popping this color right in my crease next to that pink. I'm going like the next fourth over. And then I'm doing these little circular motions to blend that upwards towards my brow. But like for a pastel, like that is so pigmented. And not to mention, it is not like dusty or chalky. It's actually really easy to work with, but like, oh my gosh, like I'm really just super impressed with the formula of this one. So once you have that applied and blended out, the next shade that we are going to be going in with is this blue in the palette called Cloud 9. So since there isn't a light blue matte in this palette, I'm going to be applying this with a Luxie 205, a fluffier brush. And I'm going to be applying it into my crease next to that purple that we just applied. And we're doing it like the next fourth. And I'm just doing these little circular motions to blend that upwards towards my brow and also slightly overlapping it with the purple. And if the blending is looking really rough right now, don't worry about it because we'll fix it in a minute. You just want to get the color placement down more or less. Girl, this color though, oh my gosh, like it is so pretty, and I love it next to that purple. Like it literally is giving me a complete pastel moment. And I will say, if you do apply it like I did, trying to get it to apply more like a satin, it is a little dusty. It did get up kind of on my brow bone and into my brow a little bit, so do be careful if you do use it like I just did. And I'm just gonna go in with a second dip just to see if we can get it a little bit more pigmented. I want it just like a little bit more intense, but I don't want it to like overpower that purple too. Now listen, I don't know if this next shade is going to wreck the look or not, or if it's going to be too dark for it, but you know what, we're going to try it out anyways, and that is this beautiful bright green in the palette called Radiate. And then using this little Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush, I'm going to be applying this super lightly, like I have barely any pigment on my brush, and I'm going to be applying it right in this outer V, and then slightly overlapping it with the blue, and then also smoking it outwards. Because this shade is just kind of dark in the pan, and I feel like if I went like full on in, it would really overpower the outer V. So I'm just going to go in with another layer, and again, I am making sure I am barely applying any pigment because I don't want the shadow to overpower this look because in the pan it is fairly dark compared to the colors that we have going on right now. So I'm just lightly applying it and then doing these little circular motions to buff it outwards. And I'm just doing this second layer because I want like a little bit more depth, like right in this kind of like crease area, outer V situation. So once you're done with that, the next thing that we are going to be doing is blending everything together and just getting it all nice and seamless and just put together. And the first thing that we are going to be doing is taking that brush that we applied the green with and going right between the green and the blue, that harsh line between the two colors. I'm just doing this little back and forth motion with barely any pressure on my brush. So since this blue is a really light color, I am going to be going in with a little bit more product on that brush that we applied it with. And what I'm going to do is kind of like lightly tap it on where we applied it initially, and then do these little back and forth motions between the blue and the green. And this will help blend these two colors together. And then going in with a little bit more of that lavender shade, I'm going to be applying a little bit more pigment to where we initially applied it, and then slightly overlapping it with that blue. And then I'm also slightly bringing it inwards towards that pink. And again, I'm just doing these like little back and forth and little circular motions. And then going in with a little bit more of melody on my brush, I'm just going to apply it where we had it, and then slightly overlap it between that harsh line between the pink and the purple. Now, I don't know what these candies are because I only see them around holidays and I haven't seen them in a really long time, but they are from Hershey, I believe. They're like a little egg and then they have like a candy coating to them with like pastel colors on the outside, and then when you bite into them, they're chocolate. And this is completely reminding me of that. But off camera, I'm just gonna quickly cut my crease and then I'll be right back to finish up the lid. So here's them at right now after cutting the crease, and I don't know which shade I want to use on the lid because part of me really wants to go in with this icy purple shade right here, but again, I feel like that would really overpower the purples and the blues that we have in the crease. And then the other part of me wants to go in with Dream State, but it has like this taupe undertone to it in the pan, so I'm not sure which one to go in with, but I think I want to try out Dream State just because I feel like that one's just going to look a little weird. I guess here goes nothing, but I'm just going to be packing this shade on using a flat shader brush from BH Cosmetics that is dampened. And when I'm applying this, I'm also making sure that I am pressing it into that base. Ooh, that is a lot different than what I expected it to look like on the lid. Like, hands down, I expected it to be super, super dark. But it's actually really cute and almost has like a very airy like look to it. This shimmer shade though absolutely crumbles in the pan, but I mean it has a really nice texture to it. It just like when you just barely tap your brush in, it like just gets annihilated essentially. And from having that light fluffy texture in the pan, unfortunately like it gets everywhere. Like it's all over my shirt right now, it's in my hair, it's on my pants, it is literally everywhere in front of me. And I mean like it's not a big deal, but again like I just wish it had a little bit different of a texture because you can even see like on my face right now, like it is everywhere right here. So once you have that lid applied, now we're going to start blending everything together, and as you can see from cutting that crease, we have this really ugly harsh line, which is not cute. We need to get rid of it. And what I'm going to do is take this ABH A3 brush, and I'm going to pack on that radiate shade that we used earlier, the green. I'm packing it right on that harsh line, and then afterwards I'm flicking it inwards to Dream State, just to blend the two colors together. So after applying Radioactive to my outer V, as you can see, it just looks really chunky right here and really uneven. However, on my other eye, you can see it looks completely fine, and I truly don't feel like it's a shadow, and I know somebody's gonna probably think I'm just trying to give SUGARPILL a pass because I like the brand, but the other day I tried out the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Bloodlust palette, and if you'd like to see my review on that, I'll have it linked in the description box down below for you. But in that video, the second time that I used it, I had a really bad allergic reaction to the shadows. Like I got a lot of itching, I got a lot of burning, but what happened is when I washed my makeup off at the end of the night, my eyelids got slightly swollen, and this one in particular got like this really weird like dry patch, and it got super crusty. So I feel like the shadow isn't reacting well in the outer V is because of my eyelid texture and not the formula itself. I definitely feel like I look like a piece of candy right now, but you know what? I'm addicted to sugar, so I am not mad whatsoever. And I honestly am really liking how this look is turning out. It's very fun, it's very fresh and spring-like, and I think it's just a really cool little mood. And off camera though, I'm just gonna quickly clean things up a little bit as well as apply my complexion products, and then I'll be right back. So here's where I'm at right now after applying my complexion products, and oh my gosh, I literally love how this is turning out so far. But now we're gonna go back into the palette and we're going to apply the blush in here called Melody. I have a feeling that this blush is gonna be really intense, so I'm just going to put barely any on my brush. And this is a Royal & Landnickel Moda brush. And I'm going to be applying it right on the apple of my cheek and then stippling it upwards on my cheekbone. I don't like to do the circle motions because I find that it just is really hard to blend out, and sometimes it applies way too much blush. And this way you also get a really nice lifted look to the face. Okay, but like this blush though, it's actually really cute. It's not like super intense pigmented either, so you do have like a little bit of wiggle room with it if you don't want something like super crazy on your face. But this color is actually really gorgeous. It's not something I would normally pick for a blush, but I feel like it pairs really well with the colors in this palette. So once you have the blush applied, and girl, I went real ham with it off camera. Like, at first I was like, you know what, we should keep it really subtle and really natural, and then I was like, you know what, why would we do that when we can have like a full-on blushy moment, which I think is just so cute right now. But the next shade that we are going to be going in with is this really pretty green shade that we used earlier called Radiate. And then using this Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush, I'm going to be applying Radiate to the outer half of my lower lash line. And when I'm applying this, I'm doing a back and forth motion too. So once you have that green applied, now I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Cloud 9 on this Morphe M507, and I'm just going to slightly dip into Slow Dive and then go back into Cloud 9. And then using this little Morphe M507 brush, I'm just going to be popping this in the inner half of my lower lash line. And I'm just doing it very, very subtly. Yeah, this brush just does not work for this. Like, as you can see, I have a lot of fallout on my face right now. So instead, I'm just going to take this mixture on a Sigma E36, which is a really, really tiny little blending brush. I really love this brush for doing detail work. And I'm just doing those back and forth motions again, and then slightly overlapping it with that green. And last but not least, now we are going to be doing the inner corner highlight, and the shade that we are going to be going in with is that lavender shimmer shade called Supernova. And then using this BH Cosmetics number 10 brush out of the Lavender Luxe set, it's just a little pencil brush that's in that one. I am going to be packing the shit out of this into my inner corner. Like, I'm really packing it because I want it like extra blinding. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a blinding inner corner highlight is like the key to a really cool makeup look. I don't know, I just feel like it just makes a world of difference. And this shadow is really, really pretty. Like, it is super icy, and it has like that really pretty like purpley blue lilac undertone to it. But yeah, so here's the finished look using the Sugarpill Capsule Collection Volume 1 palette, and oh my gosh, like literally, I love how this turned out. It's so cool. It's a very like fun pastel rainbow, and it just looks so fresh for spring. So let's get into the nitty-gritty details about this palette, and I want to talk about the packaging. I just find it so unique. I know a lot of people find it very childish and kiddish, but I find that it actually fits their branding really well as a company. Like, I've never seen anything like this before, and it's just actually really nice. It's a nice size too, and it's not bulky. As you can see, it's very slim, but even though it is slim, it doesn't feel like the plastic is gonna break anytime soon. It actually has like a nice weight to it. And when you look at it too, you can see like the clear accents right in here, which I've never seen. One thing that I really love about this palette is the back. Like, you can see all the shade names, but they have it color coordinated, so it's really easy to find which shade that you're looking for. You don't have to like second guess about like which orientation that the company is going off of. And I don't know, I've just never seen anything like that. And what's really nice too is when you open it up, you do get a really nice sizable mirror in here, and you get to see also the colors inside, which is really cool. So let's talk about the matte eyeshadow formula, because girl, it is so good. Like, I cannot say enough great things about it. Like, it is so crazy pigmented. It really reminds me of all of my other Sugarpill palettes. And also what's really nice about these shadows is that they literally blend themselves out. Like, you don't have to sit there and blend them out for 10 minutes. Like, they are like instantly blended right as you apply them, which is really awesome. As for the shimmers in here, they're really beautiful, but you do have to do 2 layers if you want them to be super crazy intense, and I would also recommend using them with a dampened brush just so you get like that full-on color payoff. I will say though, the formula, oh my gosh, like it is literally so messy and they crumble in the pan, so you do want to be careful when you do use this palette. And also, I would really recommend and highly stress to do your eyes before your face, otherwise it's going to be a hot mess to clean up. As for the blush, it is literally the perfect baby doll pink if you're into those types of colors, and also I do really enjoy the formula. It's very easy to blend out and work with, and also it isn't super crazy intense when you apply it. I don't know about you guys, but I hate really intense blushes. I prefer something that's a little bit more buildable, which you can do with this one. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend this palette, you guys? And honestly, I had so much fun using it today, and I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're looking for a really fun palette for spring. I feel like this one would be awesome for it. I'm just gonna keep it real though. The mattes in this palette are what make it so extra special. Like, they are just so intense with the pigmentation. They have really cool colors, and also they are just so easy to work with. Like, they literally blend themselves out, which is really nice. I will say though, that radioactive shade, that green that we used, it kind of gave me a little bit of a problem on this eye, but truly, I do not think it is the eyeshadow's fault. I think it's just the texture on my skin, because I did have a reaction to the Bloodlust palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, because on this eye, it gave me no problems, and I don't have any irritations over there. And again, I'm just telling you guys in case you do have that problem, but truly, I don't think it is the eyeshadow. I think it's my skin, because I can even feel my lash like really bad on my eye right here, and that is the exact same spot where I had that little kind of like oxidation. So I don't think it is the eyeshadow. I'm just gonna let you guys know though that I did have a little bit of a problem with it, and I will be trying it out later on once my eye is healed. But yeah, so in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look, and also let me know if you're going to be picking up this palette or not. But as always though, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a like. And also, if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kitten. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!